Well, I wanted to talk to y'all for a little while and kinda my jingling noise you hear is my new Christmas necklace. Yeah, them kind they sell at the Dollar Tree. Oh, okay, well. Alright. You know how it is in certain parts of the South. It's wet and cold and wet because of rain. But anyway, I wanted to talk to y'all right now. I've heard too many real stories about people getting in trouble with other folks because of what they did. Like guys would get in trouble with other guys because the guys would be like... Now, before we get too far, you do know that, and if you don't know, I'm the pastor of the Christian Hearts Christian Fellowship online ministry. My name is Pastor Brother Isaac David Brigmond. And I wanted to talk to y'all about some stuff. Okay, it's come to my attention that me and my wife know of some folks that have basically put themselves in the position of being the instigators of mess on the internet. They'll put themselves out there and they'll say things like, well, they label themselves as people in our life, which they are, but they're not acting like the label that they have. So they act more like a different label should be upon their head, and it should be one about putting out trash. So I don't get it. What makes you think that you can do that? I know I harp too much on it, but this year, about near the end of this year, it's been a big thing on my mind right now. People trying to get you to get involved in something you don't need to be involved in. You ever seen instead of a snowy Christmas, it was more of a rainy, wet, cold Christmas? Well, that's what we got so far. And you say, well, it's not December the 25th yet. How do you claim Christmas? I claim it because I consider all of December Christmas. Now, with my tradition, the people that didn't get to spend Christmas with me, they usually pick a time either the year you're in or the next year. Like I have some family that want to wait until March to have Christmas with me and my wife, because I couldn't get to do it with them because, well, we're going to be disappearing for a little while doing some of the family Christmas things out of town. So there you go. But the thing I wanted to say was, people, have you ever stopped to think about taking advantage of the internet in a good way to share God with people, to share posts on Facebook that are godly, and to say good things that are on your mind? If you have a good thing to say, share it with people, like Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving. I had some folks recently give me a belated Happy Thanksgiving because they missed doing it when it was time. It was like late November or sometime earlier in December of 2017, which it's still 2017, but I don't know. It's just, guess I get a little upset at folks for thinking that trash is what we all need right now, when we're supposed to be worried about the reason for the season, the birth and crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus Christ. That would be Christmas and Easter. So if you don't believe in all that stuff, I don't understand your problem here. Y'all act like y'all think y'all love stuff in your life, but you don't want that stuff you have in your life that is major and is wonderful. Excuse me for burping on here. I didn't mean to. My apologies here, but you know, I don't know. I just get a little upset at the troublemakers because they'll assume that we love the things that they love instead of trying to find common ground between us and making sure that we have something we can use for a peacemaking process. You know, like Christmas time should be about Jesus, so you should try to see where Jesus needs to be in your life and see that Jesus is in my life and try to say, well, should be your common ground right there. But they don't want to do that. They want to be the kind of people that just spout off every little thing they can think of. And I'm going to tell you something. It's not a good idea. Because if you look in Luke and Matthew, it'll tell you about the birth and crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus. Jesus didn't just do what he did for nothing. He did it for you and me, and he did it because he loved us. But we sit there and we don't want to talk to God and Jesus about this stuff because we're too busy talking about the stuff that makes no sense, or if it makes any sense, it makes some stupid sense, or as I say, dumb logic. And I'll tell you something, folks. This stuff about the rapture's coming this day, and it's coming that day, and this year, and that year. You know what? Last time I checked, the only names that knew the truth about that story was God and Jesus. So if you think you better about that subject than I am, go right ahead and tell me. But when you don't know what you're talking about, then you need to shut up and stop this trying to tell me how to live my life when you don't know me like that. I love you people like I always say I do, because if you're a man of God, you have to learn that you can love people and feel comfortable loving them without feeling like you're bi or gay or a pedo or a cheater or whatever. But I'm serious. People, y'all lived y'all's life under a dark cloud, and you hadn't realized that if you really turned to God, you could get rid of your dark cloud and start living in sunshine and warmth. And I'm pretty content knowing that, yeah, I may not always like the cold weather, but I accept that it's there because it's part of Christmas. It don't matter if you're in the south or the north or the east or the west. It's going to get cold in the United States. Some parts of the United States is cold and rainy for Christmas, and some parts is cold and snowy. I admit to that. But where I live, it's right now cold and wet. And I accept that because, I accept it for, well, we're not having a white Christmas. We're having a rainy Christmas. A cold, rainy Christmas. But you don't have to let that get you down. You can make it a positive thing by saying everybody's got to have a unique Christmas. If wet and cold is your Christmas, then that's unique for where you are from. Well, okay, and there are parts of the South, and I live in one of those parts where if it snows in that area, it's a freak of nature. It's a true freak of nature. And I take that, and I heard from this is the week of the 7th of December, and I heard in my neck of the woods it's supposed to rain all week. Cold and wet. Boy, you better believe that's something you got to get used to. Those straight weeks of it, like 1 week of nothing but that weather. That's alright. Like I said, but I do love y'all, and I do want y'all to know that I'm sorry if I ever hurt y'all in 2017 or any time in your life. That was not my intentions. I was there to care about you, and I said or done something that just was totally not right. I apologize for that. And if you want to shun me for that, you got every right to, because I understand God says that you shouldn't judge another man, but some of y'all are going to do it anyway, and if you decide you want to, that's your business. I do love you, and I do want y'all to be happy, safe, and sound, and don't get addicted to drugs. Get addicted to God and Jesus, and if you have to get addicted to something else, maybe coffee or tea or sodas, but I'd rather you do it diet soda, because by doing it that way, you don't end up getting all wigged out in your head about, oh my goodness, No, don't be like that. Be the man that says you love the things that God wants you to love, and to disobey the devil and turn to God and Jesus and obey God and Jesus. And be the kind of people that's going to stand there and stand up to God and Jesus, and stand up to the devil and say, devil, I'll disobey you to follow God and Jesus. Have a good Christmas. But make sure that it's more about God and Jesus than it is about the presents and the tree and the decorations. But put them out if you want to. I'm going to tell you that right now. God bless you people. And I just want y'all to know, when you live in a world of what it is or isn't, think about the fact that it's not about all this trash you send people on the internet. It's about the love you have in your heart, that you should have in your heart. If you don't have it, you don't have it to give. And if you do have it, give it out right now before it's too late. And stop trying to aggravate your moms, your dads, your brothers, your sisters, or your in-laws or anybody that you're aggravating, because they don't need this grief. They need to have peace just like you need it this year. And be good to your kids. Don't be abusive to them. Love your kids. Show them who you really are. Show them you're the mom and dad they always needed. Because some of you parents have decided that this isn't a good idea to be nice to your kids. And I'm telling you, it is a good idea. If you don't want to do that, that's your business. But I'll tell you something. When your kids are rebellion and turning against you, don't be asking God why, because you knew what happened. You had all this opportunity to save your kids from that stuff, and you didn't do it. I've known parents right now where the kids were better than the parents when it comes to their attitude, and God is showing those parents how to live through their kids, and they wouldn't even get the message. They didn't see that message. Kids bending over backwards for other people. Kids doing things for their own brothers and sisters. Kids doing things that God is pleased with, but the parents won't do things to show that they caught on to that message. Because if they did, they'd be saying, you know what, here's my child doing all this stuff, and I hadn't even caught on to it yet. No, you hadn't caught on to it because you're lazy. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a nice day, and God bless you. And when y'all stop trying to tell everybody how bad they are, and you start trying to see your own bad, then that's when things will start getting better for you. I mean, I get mad at some of y'all because y'all did some stupid stuff and just dug in, kept doing it after we done said stop. For those of you that don't want to listen to nobody telling you stop when that's God talking to you, you're just going to have to see the devil. Thank you.